Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Psycho, and I've got another Walking Dead video for you all today. Now, more specifically, this video is going to be focusing on the Walking Dead Season 8 Comic-Con trailer that was recently released. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be breaking down and focusing on multiple scenes and moments within the trailer, but I'm going to be doing that within separate videos on my channel. And the sole reason that I'm doing this is because if you do a large breakdown that covers everything I'm trying to cover, I often miss things that I wanted to mention beforehand because I'm trying to focus on what I need to say next. So the reason that I'm separating out the videos is so I won't have to worry about timing, and I can spend as much time as I need to on one topic to make sure that I cover everything. Now, one moment that I found from this trailer that I really thought was interesting, and I knew it needed to be shared with you all, was a clip that lasted probably a maximum of 1 second. It flashed off the scene very fast. And this is a clip of who I think is Rick Grimes captured by Negan and the Saviors in some sort of container. Now, this image reminds me of Season 7, Episode 3, titled The Cell, where Daryl gets captured by Negan and the Saviors, and the viewpoint and kind of setup of the scene is also similar as well. Both of them are either naked and almost naked, sitting down on the ground with a similar theme as it was with the Saviors in Season 7. Now, when I first saw this, I assumed Daryl had just been captured again by Negan and the Saviors, but if I look a little closer, it looks to be more as if it's Rick Grimes rather than Daryl or another male character. Now, I can't say I'm 100% sure, but I'm about 90 to 95% sure that this is Rick Grimes. It's still kind of hard to see even if you zoom it in on 1080p. There's also another scene from the trailer where you can see an eye peeking out from a hole, and in that part I assumed it's Rick Grimes, and if you put 2 and 2 together, I'm assuming it is Rick Grimes in this container or whatever it is, and he's peeking out through the bullet hole that you can see within the other clip. So now as those two things are finally coming together, one can assume that Rick Grimes has been captured by Negan and the Saviors. I've come to this assumption because of the other moments where people have been captured by Negan and the Saviors, such as the parallels of the bullet holes and the light shining through, like we saw in the Season 6 finale with the people captured in the van. In addition, there's also the connection of the prisoner being unclothed, like Daryl Dixon was in Season 7 Episode 3 titled The Cell. There's also the factor of the prisoner being a dark room and no light coming through other than coming from under the door and the bullet holes in this case. So as you can assume, if we form all these connections together, it's gotta be Negan and the Saviors that has captured Rick Grimes, and I find that idea extremely interesting because it adds a whole new dynamic to this plot line and story. Capturing Rick Grimes makes this storyline 100 times more interesting because Rick Grimes is what has motivated these people to come together as communities and go against Negan and the Saviors. So now without Rick Grimes momentarily, I would say, the communities and groups are going to face some issues without having the leader that has guided them throughout the seasons. So it's definitely going to be interesting how they deal with Negan and the Saviors without Rick Grimes for a certain amount of time. And also coming to the idea of how Rick Grimes possibly got captured, I'm thinking it might have been a solo mission of Rick Grimes going out on his own to either talk to Negan about something or form a distraction so that the group can accomplish a different goal. I know there's a scene from the trailer where you can see Rick walking alone in the hallway, and this might actually be connected to the scene of that solo mission occurring. And of course I could be wrong, it could also be Rick simply being separated from the main group in a mission, and him being captured. Either way, I think this is going to unfold in a highly interesting and entertaining way, and I cannot wait to see how Rick Grimes deals with this. Honestly, I think a badass scene might come out of this with Rick Grimes. At least a good quote or some awesome action scene with Rick Grimes, like we've seen with Rick captured at Terminus. Anyways, I thought I would point this out because it is something to note from this trailer, and I think some people could have missed it, and I know some people didn't miss it, but I figured you guys would still want to hear what I have to say about this, because it is a concept that could play a big part in this upcoming season. Thank you all so much for watching, I really appreciate it. If you want to leave a like on the video, that definitely helps me out, and it supports the channel, so I would greatly appreciate that as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.